Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Rosie here, and I play Dead by Daylight, so you don't have to. A lot of big news in the world of licenses for Dead by Daylight this week, ladies and gentlemen. We had yesterday's amazing topic of Stranger Things being deleted from Dead by Daylight. Gone, dead, done, destroyed. Nemesis buffs, Pinhead coming into the game, no Five Nights at Freddy's. Thank God. Just thank God. FNAF has lost again. Beautiful. Your tears, fuckers, your tears continue to bring me joy. Fuck FNAF, dude. I feel bad that Scott Cawthon was canceled, but fuck FNAF. We don't want that shit in Dead by Daylight, and the devs seem to agree. Hellraiser definitely deserves it and needs it more. This could breathe new life into the franchise, so Hellraiser definitely deserves and needs Dead by Daylight more than Five Nights at fucking Freddy's does. Okay? Hellraiser deserves it. It's a classic. Enough said. Okay? But I want to talk about licenses real fast. Okay? This is something that, again, we kind of got into yesterday with Stranger Things being removed from Dead by Daylight and the perks being more general and stuff, but, like, this is why... Like, do you think they're really trying to make these licensed characters good? Like, think about this. Nemesis, underwhelming. Pinhead's not looking very good, ladies and gentlemen. He's not looking very good. But, like, what are they going to do? Change the meta? Is that what they're going to do? Are they going to change the meta when it's just going to get removed from the game? Is that what they're doing? Yeah, probably not. This is why they don't, ever make these licensed characters very good, because if there's a chance that they may not renew, we didn't really lose anything. We didn't really lose a meta pick, a meta consistent choice. So, it doesn't seem that they're putting maximum effort into these licensed chapters to begin with the thought of them not even renewing in the first place. I don't know, that's an interesting theory. But, think about it. All these licensed characters are so bad, except for Bubba and Freddy, who had to get buffed because of how bad they were. It's... Licenses are a struggle to get right in this game, and I think it shows. And, I think it shows with what's coming into the game right now. Okay, so let's start with the Nemesis buff. Nothing here is actually important. Movement speed while charging Tentacle Strike in Tier 3 increased to 4.0 was 3.8. Okay, that's not helping Nemesis much. You know what Nemesis wants right now, ladies and gentlemen? Do you know what Nemesis wants more than anything in the world? Stability in his gameplay. And we're sitting here almost 3-4 months out, right? 3 months out, and Nemesis still doesn't really work. He's still not stable across all platforms. Okay, that's what he wants more than anything else. You know how many times I'm still trying to hit a Tentacle Strike and the game fucks out? It's still happening. It's still happening. How is it still happening? I still cannot sit here and tell you I've played a fully consistent game of Nemesis yet. And we're dumping the next killer in the game already. And Nemesis still... Trickster, we just got working. For fuck's sake, dude. We're bulldozing through these way too fucking fast, dude. So the other two buffs they changed the ritual and they buffed both of his shitty iridescents that are still gonna be shit. So Nemesis came out in a good rates, but is underperforming slightly in higher skill brackets. Yeah, he's been underperforming at higher skill. Yeah, I wonder why. So they gave him a 0. They gave him a 0.02 increase to his movement speed in Tier 3. That's what they got to fix his bad tiering system. A 0.02 buff. Okay, so behavior. When you realize that Nemesis still isn't working and still not performing very well, I hope that mid-chapter is a little bit better. A lot better. Now, to be fair, this probably isn't their full update, to be fair. They're giving him something small right now. That should tell you where his kill rates are looking, ladies and gentlemen. That they have to buff him early, just like they had to buff Trickster early. That being said, though, this buff still sucks. It's basically nothing, so they must be semi-happy with where he is. We'll see what they do to him in the mid-chapter. Because that's looking like where they're gonna really touch him. But that being said, though, I hope they do a little bit more here. Next, let's go into Pinhead and his perks. ladies and gentlemen. So, again, Pinhead, thank God no Five Nights at Freddy's. You know how worried I was that they were going to do FNAF? I was so fucking worried, bruh. They really had me going there for a little bit. Okay, but they thankfully put Pinhead in the game who deserves it and needs to be here. Okay, so let's see what I thought about making a whole other video shitting on FNAF even more because FNAF fucking deserves it. But the last thing I want is to get flamed for another 2 weeks again. So I'm just gonna bite my tongue. FNAF sucks. So what did we get? Okay, so Pinhead. Press the power button to create a gateway. Okay, so basically what happens is it's kind of like my OG idea for Nurse, where she like would throw a big orb of light. That's what he does. He throws this huge orb of light. Okay, and then once opened, you tap the ability button to summon forth a possessed chain under your control. Direct the chains into a survivor to bind them. The survivor bound by the chain is unable to sprint. Their movement speed will decrease further as they're hit with the second and third chain. Survivors can perform the break-free action to escape. Okay. So here's what he does. So did you get that? He throws a chain out. Well, okay, no. He summons an orb of light, okay? Now, this is my first complaint with the character, okay? He summons the orb of light, and you, the killer, immediately go into the orb of light, okay? There's no choice. There's no, oh, let me see, like, the orb of light could stay out for 3 seconds before I choose. Maybe I can get some baits and get a basic attack. No, it sends you to the orb of light immediately. So as soon as the orb comes out, the survivor knows what you're doing. The survivor has information on what you are doing. Okay? Bad. Bad. Like, you don't have to, like, you don't have to, like, make a decision for a second. Like, you don't have to force them to kind of guess. No. No. Or read. Nothing. They know what you're doing. Okay? So then you can throw the chain out. Okay? The turn things on the turn rates of these chains, it seems very limited. To begin with. Also, I want to, like, I don't want to hear anybody saying he's like Nurse ever again. Well, I heard he was like Nurse, but the reason that y'all are saying he's like Nurse is because he has that common Nurse add-on base when he throws the orb out. No, Nurse teleports. She brings herself forward to the survivor. Okay, he doesn't do that. He throws something. Okay, why is that an important distinction? Because when that chain comes out and he hits them, this is a Charlotte Victor problem, twins problem. The game teleports you back to Pinhead, okay? If he was like Nurse, he'd be up there right next to you, but he's not. Okay? He's not teleporting himself forward, he's throwing something forward. He is not like Nurse at all. Put that out of your heads right now, okay? So he summons that, and then he hits them with that, and then he could get a basic attack on you, okay? So, my question is, what in the hell are we supposed to do with this, okay? It's not to stuff transitions, I'll tell you that. Because here's what. He's got huge range on this thing. He can throw this orb very, very far. My question is, what the fuck's he gonna do with it when you're throwing it very far? You throw it very far, you chain them, oh, the game's then gonna send you back halfway across the map where you threw it. You ain't securing no basic attack when they're halfway across the map, motherfucker. So that's not right. So already, his massive range is actually deceiving and is going to, like, make you misplay on him sometimes. If he had more limited range, it would actually be better because then you would get a more cohesive idea of what you're supposed to do with it. Even Otz has acknowledged this. And Otz is the biggest shill in the world. He has too much range for his own good. Because he can't do anything productive with it. He can injure with the iridescent, so maybe his range is better with the iridescent. But they don't get, like, bound or anything. I don't fucking know. The injure might be better. He's 115, so I don't know yet. We'll see. Okay, but so the only conclusion, so it's not to stuff out transitions, unless you, like, stuff out a very, very, very specific transition. But the problem, ladies and gentlemen, is that there's a big teleport. The game sends you back. So, like, even if you hit a good hit, what are the odds that you're going to secure a hit during a transition? So the conclusion is that he's anti-loop. Okay? He's anti-loop. Let me get this. So you anti-loop them by like throwing the thing across the tile or through something, and then you chain the survivor, and then you hit them. Okay? Now, Now, you might be inclined to say, well, what the fuck's the point of that? Well, at least that saves you time. That saves you time. Okay? So that's good. So you can do that. You can kind of anti-loot them, but like the problem is, you know how many times I've seen them still fucking break out? Like the chains break too fast. This is something we said on Shitslinger too, but like, okay, the difference between Pinhead and Shitslinger is that, okay, Shitslinger shoots you over the pallet and the chain breaks, but you were injured, you still get a hell state. This guy has to hit you to secure hell states. Shitslinger doesn't have to. Meaning that half of Shitslinger's shots he's going to be taking in a match, he doesn't actually have to secure the basic attack for an injure. So there's inherently less counterplay there. If the tile is big enough, you can still just straight up not get them. Also, the only thing they can't do is run, which means they have access to pallet 50/50s as well. Like if they're struggling and they can just pallet camp, and then using their new huge forgiving ass buff to the latency, you could get robbed of some hits. So I'm not saying that anti-loop isn't like inherently bad, but like there are a lot more issues with it than people are saying right now. There are a lot more issues with it. They can still vault, so like okay, so like you are seeing, like, why is this a problem? Because if you're like trying to get them, that teleport could push you back. The fact that they can't sprint, they can only slow vault. They slow vault, and then guess what? Their chains are all gone. This all happens in split seconds, but I've already seen it happen over and over again, to where the chains are coming out, and then the survivor breaks away, and then they have dead hard. So like if they break away and then dead hard to something, you wasted your time there too. This power will be able to secure hits on tiles. I've seen that as well. It can definitely be used to secure hits. But, like, that doesn't... Like every power in the game can be used to secure hits sometimes. So that's not enough for me to sit here and tell you he's good yet. Okay? He has more promising traits, which we'll get to. I'm underwhelmed right now, though. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm very underwhelmed. I wish I could sit here and say he was better right now. Now, it's still really, really new, and the meta with him is developing literally as I speak. So, I'm still hoping I'm wrong here. I actually put this video off a little bit, because I want to be wrong on this so bad. Because I want Pinhead to be here in the game, and deserve to be in the game, and like, have something good. So I put this off a little bit, but after watching the games that I've watched, those chains break too fast. It's Okay, so next, another passive thing. The Lament configuration is on the map, as I said it would be. If left alone, the Lament configuration initiates a chain hunt by summoning chains to pursue survivors. The hunt ends when a survivor picks up the Lament configuration. The survivor carrying the Lament configuration will be afflicted with the Oblivious status effect, and chains will be occasionally summoned to attack them. The survivor must solve the Lament configuration to remove it from their possession. By doing this, the Cenobite will see their location and be able to teleport to it. Okay, so my immediate thing is, you're 4-man Swift, guys. Okay? Like, a lot of people are saying, oh, well, he has passive 4v1. Okay, he does, but once the survivor picks up the box, what are they supposed to do with it? Okay? Chains will occasionally be summoned to attack them, but like, if left alone, the Lament configuration initiates a chain hunt by summoning chains to pursue survivors, versus survivor picking up Lament configuration, and chains will occasionally be summoned to attack them. So I'm reading that, and I'm saying, okay, well, why don't we just let the survivor pick up the fucking box and then not solve it? That way the chains only attack one fucking person. Okay, right, that's what I'm thinking about right away. And then while doing this, the Cenobite will be able to see the location and be able to teleport to it. So you give him a free teleport if you solve the box. Okay, maybe you could run off into a corner and bait him to teleporting somewhere stupid, but if the Pinhead is smart and he sees that there's an aura coming to him from the corner, when the Cenobite picks up the Lament configuration, a chain hunt is activated. Additionally, all survivors instantly bound by chains. So maybe you pick it up to stop him from doing it, and that was their way. So if that is kind of worth it, and then then he gets like a cross map scream thing. So if that's good enough, maybe. But like, if this power's weak, like, instantly bound by chains. Okay, but they're obviously going to just break the chains in a few seconds, and then he gets a cross-map reveal on everybody. But, like, is he going to be able to do anything with it? So like, you want to pick it up to stop him from using it, but, like, can't you just pick up the box and still just not solve it? I'm still confused about that. I don't know. I feel like the box was implemented very poorly. I feel like he should be able to teleport to the box as soon as he realizes you've picked it up. I think that would be better. Okay, and I don't know. I feel like the box was implemented in a very, very shit way. And so that seems to be about it for his power. He can get some quick gen info by just throwing an orb and, like, throwing a chain over there. So, like, if he might not have to go somewhere, that's okay. So, like, he can get some pretty... He has a okay 4v1 game, I guess. He has anti-loop, so a fully developed Pinhead possibly could be mid-tier. Like, if the character fully developed might be mid-tier. And he could be. But I've seen A-tier already. No. I hate when every new killer comes out, people scream broke. Like, it's disrespectful to the characters that are already there. You know how good some of those A-tiers are? He doesn't seem to be anywhere near their level yet. Now, it's possible his meta develops and he gets there. But right now, in the games that I've seen, I don't see it yet. I see a very weak mid-tier right now. I see a character weaker than Trickster right now. Especially when you watch him from the survivor's point of view. When you watch him from the survivor's point of view, you can kind of see how his chase is very... Oh, he throws it out. There it is. You can kind of... Like, the chain has limited turning as it comes out, so it's very easy to dodge. You can give him some bad angles by blocking off his line of sight. And then, especially if you're getting some distance on him, while you do that, you've broken off a mass amount of distance for what might have been a potential hit. Like, when you watch him from the survivor's point of view, you can kind of see what I'm talking about here. There's some problems. So I hope they fucking work it out. I'm hoping other people are starting to see this as well. Don't scream broke in my server. He's not broke at all. Okay, so lastly, let's go over the perks. Deadlock. After a generator is repaired, the entity blocks the generator with the most progress for 30 seconds, and you see its white aura during this time. Huh. Look at that. There's no once per game clause on that. That means it's permanent. You get 4 30-second blocks throughout a game. So 4 times 30, that's about that's like a 2 that like it could be a corrupt alternative. It could be because it actually ensures that the gen you're blocking has progress on it. Okay? It might be an interesting alternative to corrupt intervention. While it might not slow down that early game, it'll stop it'll stop the gen rush a little bit in its own different way. That's interesting. I'm not gonna scream that it's good. It's probably just okay, but like that might be okay. Keep an eye on that one. Deadlock. That might be all right. All right. Hex Plaything. The first time you hook a survivor, they become cursed, and Hex Plaything activates on a dull totem. That idea is not too bad. The Hex activates on a dull totem after something happens. I don't want them to do that with Ruin, but I wish that, like, Ruin's totem didn't activate until, like, I don't know, a condition was met by the survivors. Maybe they have to pop one gen first, and then Ruin's activates. Ruin's dull totem activates. The perk would still be working, but I don't know. I hope they experiment with that mechanic a little bit. However, this was not the effect that you want. The cursed survivor suffers from Oblivious until the Hex Plaything is cleansed. Hex Plaything's totem aura is revealed to the cursed survivor within 16 meters of it. And then for the first 90 seconds, only the cursed survivor can cleanse the totem. That is bad. Very shit perk, focuses on one person with a fucking shit effect. If that said fucking incapacitated, then it might be something. But no. The fact, if you change Oblivious to incapacitated, that perk might be strong. For at least for a little bit. I don't know. But like right now, no. Nope. Oblivious is not good enough anymore. Scourge Hook, Gift of Pain. Okay, you are the bringer of sweet pain. At the start of trial, up to 4 random hooks are changed into Scourge Hooks. This seems like a new type of perk. I thought we were getting a new perk for survivors and the boon totems. This, like, look, Hex, Scourge Hook, So a Scourge Hook perk could be the way of, could be like a new type of perk in this game that just went completely unannounced. So 4 random hooks are changed into Scourge hooks. That's something they could remove on the perk later once Scourge hooks become like the effect of a Scourge hook perk is known, where it just changes 4 random hooks. When a survivor is unhooked from a Scourge hook, they suffer from hemorrhage and mangled status effect until fully healed. First time the survivor is healed, they suffer a 9% penalty to healing and repair action speeds until they're healed again. Until was that injured again? That's injured again. Okay, so interesting. Okay, that's not good. Swappy, it's basically just a more specific Sloppy Butcher and a more specific Dying Light. It's probably not. I don't know. I don't like it. You have to take them to a specific hook to get a mediocre slowdown effect that Sloppy Butcher applies for free and is nothing compared to Ruin. That's a bad perk. However, the idea is interesting. Okay, hear me out. You could do a Scourge hook idea where they see. The thing about Scourge hooks is like they're specific hooks on the map, which means they're inconsistent, which means the effects can be better. You could do incapacitated for 20 seconds when they get off the hook, or something like that. Incapacitated for 30 seconds. You know what I mean? Because they're specific hooks, the effects are allowed to be better than this. Or you can even add a clause to them, like if the survivor, if you're within 20 meters of a Scourged hook, the breakout meter of the survivors goes faster, so you can't go across map. Anything to get these effects better. Because right now, this is a more specific Sloppy Butcher effect. And that's not good. That's not good. Because you'd rather just run Sloppy Butcher. The 9% penalty to healing and repair is not good enough because of how fast the gen speeds go anyway. So, interesting perk because of that Scourge hook mechanic that they're introducing. Needs work. We need better ones than that. So overall, not very impressed. We'll be here again in the mid-chapter because the Survivor's coming out. But I hope I'm wrong here. I want Pinhead to be good, and I'm just not very impressed so far. If I'm wrong, tell me in the comments. I want to know. Fuck Five Nights at Freddy's. So glad it's not coming to the game. And I'm getting the hell out of here, lads. GG's.